Hello, bullets. It's been a while. Hope you've been well. Thanks. Hope you've been well as well. Um, Favorite streamer? Yeah, that's not happening. No more content on Wua. It's too miserable. Sorry about that, Templarian. I lied about pulling for Feain on. Wow. Truly despicable. Nice start. Oh, my bad. Back and forth. 4-star Herda showcase? True. I don't think you made a video about ZZZ Annie. That's because I didn't play it. Like, I haven't even touched ZZZ's Annie. I pulled for Yeesh 1, lost the 50-50, and I haven't logged in since. I thought you liked it. I'm just lazy. And I'm much more hyped for, like, Feain and shit than I am for, like, the ZZZ characters. I think ZZZ is a more fun game, but, like, HSR has way too much good stuff coming up in 3.4. Or at least the Wua Annie was memorable. Not for the right reasons, but yeah. I'll never forget Wua's Annie. It's kind of sad that Wuwa basically turned into One Piece for me. A series I really enjoy, but I just can't stand the community, so I stay away from it. I just can't make content on Wuwa anymore, man. It's too fucking miserable. Which sucks. Like, it's free money to make videos on 2 different games, but it's just not fun. Oh, come on, man. Besides HSR, what are you playing? An Etheria reroll account. I plan to play NTE whenever it comes out, but like, that's probably gonna be a while. Will you pull Sunday on your Feain on account? Probably. I'm prioritizing E2 Feain on though. No, I don't plan to try Persona 5. Too much work. I already got too much on my hands. I like playing Etheria because I can just auto everything. Like, if I'm struggling on Etheria content, I don't try to, like, force myself to, like, upgrade my characters for hours. Like, I just hop off until I next have free time. So, because of Etheria's QOL with being able to do continuous auto battles, it's been pretty easy to maintain. That's why I'm playing Etheria and HSR right now. Like, if you think about it, these are the 2 most convenient, you know, gachas I play, so it's not exactly surprising. What teams do you think Trippy will remain best in slot in after Saridra and Cyrene? The one she was meant for. Herda? Probably Cassie, because I personally think Cyrene will have a territory, so you won't be able to use Cyrene and Cassie together. So, Herda, Cassie. I mean, like, we don't even know these guys as kids. But if you want me to be honest, I think Cyrene would just be the best team buffer in the game. Also, Trippy's E1, like, unless Cyrene has the exact same E1 as Trippy, Trippy's E1 is really disgusting. Now, honestly, right, this might be a hot take. I think they'll probably give Cyrene a better E1 than Trippy's. I do. Because she's a very important character. But at least for now, like, Cyrene is like 4 patches away. I don't know what the fuck she does. But I think Trippy is just very strong, but the rerun is a bit iffy to me. Do you think Sunday will fall off in the future? Everybody falls off in the future. Depends what you define as fall off. People are still using Branya fucking over 2 years later. So, like, it's not even like a cope like option. Like, Branya is genuinely good 2 years later. So, I don't know. I truly can't answer that. Trippy or Sunday? In my opinion, Sunday. I mean, even outside of like the whole Cyrene thing, I think Sunday's best in slot. Like, he's Sunday's best in slot for most of the meta teams in the game, or he's like a second best in slot option basically. Like, he is very fucking good, very universal. Energy regen, 20% crit rate, 100% action advance, synergizes with memo sprites and summons. Like, it doesn't really get much better than that. I think Trippy for a new player, if that makes sense though. If that makes sense, Trippy for a new player. Yeah, like literally every DPS that is in T0 can use Sunday. Every single one. That's actually crazy. Best in slot with Aglaya. Best in slot with My Day. Second or third best in slot on Cassie if you speed tune it right. And if you don't use RMC for hyper carry Herda, then the next best option for hyper carry Herda, I believe, is Sunday. So old T0 DPSs use Sunday. Acheron at higher investment levels uses Sunday. Anoxa's best in slot is Sunday. Like, it's not even funny. Yeah, Boot Hill also uses Sunday, yeah. Young Lee also uses Sunday. Jing Yuan uses Sunday. Everybody fucking uses Sunday, man. Yeah. Jing Yuan isn't a character without Sunday. I mean, I don't disagree. Um, you think they'll buff Jing Yuan in the future? I mean, probably, yeah. I think old characters will probably just get their roles of buffs. But like Jing Yuan isn't on the priority list right now, even though like he's already not feeling too good. Like there are way worse. Like Zhao Q needs a rework. Topaz probably needs a rework. Argenti probably. I mean Argenti's solid in Pure Fiction. Maybe they're happy with that, but I think Argenti also needs a rework. Maybe Luocha. Although Luocha is a perfectly fine sustain, so I don't know. Thoughts on starting a new account in 3.4? I mean, that's what I'm doing, so I'd say go for it. I think there's literally no better time to make a new account. You just get E0S1 Archer for free. There's a triple Harmony rerun, and RMC exists. Like, life has never been better. And Feain is basically let me solo her, and can basically clear everything by himself. So, like, truly, 3.4 is just the patch to be a new player for. Especially with the skip button. If Pridewind puts Feign on at T0, they have to start making some distinction between old 3.x. Feignon will 100% be T0. Because Pridewind's rankings are based off of data for MOC performance. So they count basically the last 3 MOCs, right? So Feignon with the shilling is just busted. Like, him and Anoxa are able to take insane advantage of these buffs. Same with Cassie, actually, because the current MOC benefits Cassie, I believe. Let me check. I think it's something like when you ult, you get like a 40% damage increase or some bullshit. Yeah, yeah. Memo Sprite and ally characters gain memory imprint after using ultimate for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases by 40%. So like Feignon and Cassie are like the number one abusers of this. Right? You can also use Acheron too, but yeah, I think My Day is probably going to be moved to 0.5. Did you see the calcs on with Fein on from Pridewin? They are insane. They probably aren't wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen it. No. Characters, physical, Phanon, calcs. E0 Phanon 1.8 million against 3 targets. And then Cassie. Where's Cassie? Cassie is 2 million against 5, 1.5 against 3. I think that's balanced. I don't know what you mean. This is actually balanced. He's worse than Cassie in 5 target, better in 3 target, and noticeably better in single target. What are you reading? Pridewin's calcs for Phanon and his Eidolons and stuff. His numbers should be higher. He doesn't have his best in slot teammates. Cassie calculations are with Trippy and Hyacine. Or at least with Trippy. Like, Phanon doesn't have Saridra or Don Hung. I've already seen some casters fall off in the current MOC with no Hyacine and Trippy. Yeah. I've been telling people this forever, man. The second we start getting more HP inflation, we go into content where you want, less target scenarios, right? And then here's the thing about Cassie. Her single target is noticeably worse without Hyacine. Especially when you're going against Hule. Because Hule is constantly proccing the heals that Hyacine gives whenever your team is attacked. So, like, Hyacine is, like, genuinely fucking insane for this Hule side. Like, if you want to put Cassie here, fucking insane. And then for this one right here, Hyacine is still just godly. Like, Hyacine really helps Cassie in, like, single target scenarios. No problem, Finnick. Leakers were zero cycling Hule with Silverwolf. Yeah, but it's like 4 cost and with Hyacine. Like, that's the point. Like, I'm aware it's doable for Cassie, but you need, like, high cost, insane relic investment, and you also need Hyacine. Like, all of them have been saying this. I'm pretty sure the lowest cost, like, run for Cassie against Hule still has Hyacine. Because Hyacine is just that important. It's better than going for, like, E2 Cassie or something. What you checked was Phanon's calcs without any buffs from allies on Pridewin? Yeah, but the exact same applies to Cassie. Like, do you think an E0 Cassie is only doing 8? Do you think an E0 Cassie is only doing 1.4 million in a cycle? Like, no. Cassie's entire team does damage as well. Like, guys, Cassie is stronger than Phanon right now. Phanon is better in this endgame. Cassie is stronger than Phanon because she has a best in slot team. I don't know what Pridewin's calcs say, but that just is how it is. Until Phanon gets his best in slot teammates, Cassie is better. Think about you when I sleep. Nice. Archer will probably be T0. Saber, I don't know. I think Saber might be T0.5. Maybe, we'll see. I mean, we could have just another high scene situation where, like, instead of high scene who applies a debuff with her Lycone every time Ika X, like, Don Hung Summon could give a small buff to the wearer whenever it acts just to make stacking easier. Don't know though. I think there's a much higher chance of Don Hung being a debuffer though. Like all sustains are basically debuffers. I don't know what you're talking about, persistent. I really don't want characters relying on others to make their kid shine. I mean, this has been a thing since the beginning of the game, though. Like, this has just been a thing since the beginning of the game. Like, you got Robin for the follow up teams. You take out Robin, it feels like shit. You got Trippy for Herta and Cassie. You got Hyacine for Cassie. You got Anoxa for Herta. You got Saridra Don Hung for Feain. Gonna get Cyrene for March. Heislands is gonna be like Kafka and all that. Like, we should genuinely be thankful that we don't have to deal with the negative status effects that Wua has to deal with. Like, this is by no means like me glazing HSR. Like, it fucking sucks. But, like, brother, we could have 7 different teams all in a row with different best in slot teammates and none of them synergize with another character. Like, that is fucking gross. I mean, Cassie can use Silverwolf. Silverwolf is better than Trippy in like 2 or less target scenarios. A game being worse doesn't mean this one is okay. Yeah, I know, I said that. I legit said that. People will never what? Accept? I mean, Trippy has the better Eidolon investment. Like, you get E1 Trippy, like, she's probably better than Silverwolf and everything, but, like, that's E1. Cassie can use Silverwolf, Cypher, or Trippy. Yeah, she can use a lot. And this is why I'm, like, kinda thankful that this game is so, like, support reliant. Like, you don't need to agree with me. You really don't. I don't expect everyone to have the same opinion as me. I don't, right? But this game supports being so incredibly good general value. Like, Honkai support rail is not a joke. Like, it is actually real. It's a very, very real thing where you can just pull meta supports and you just make everyone clear. Like, and they work with like half the characters in this game. That is the most confusing pulling plan I've ever seen. I mean, I'd rather Cassie vertical investment than Archer. But, like, just do whatever brings you more fun, man. Like, just do whatever brings you more fun. Archer is strong enough. I believe you only need best in slot teams if you want to use a DPS against a boss they weren't designed for. Or if you want to, like, also combat power creep. Because, like, no offense, Acheron a year later, even when she, like, has, like, a bit of a shill MOC, at E0, she is an entire, or she was, right? Before we got Cypher, okay? Before we got Cypher and buff Silverwolf, and it was just Xiaoqiu, holy fuck. Like, I remember that 3.0, like, 3.1 MOC, whatever the fuck, man. Like, E0 Acheron with no Xiaoqiu just feels like utter dog shit. It feels so fucking bad. Like, in my opinion, that's mainly the purpose of getting best in slot teams, is mostly just to make them last longer. Like, maybe twice as long or something. That's how I kind of see it. Like, I can also see, like, zero cycles and shit, right? But, like, truthfully, a best in slot team in this game is almost never needed unless you're trying to go for zero cycles or you want this team to last, like, 2 or 3 years. She 3 caused zero cycles, 100% sustainless, with probably a fuck ton of retries. Oh, really, Jagoba? Nice. Sorry for you, but I have Zhao Q too, yeah. No RNG and yes, a stainless, what do you expect? The point is, incredibly high relic investment, sustainless, optimal play with retries. Like, you're also using Cypher, who's the newest, like, best support for her. Like, Cypher is being shielded in this thing because of the ult. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, look at the new DPSs. All of them can zero cycle with sustain. Give them like 3, 4 cost. Almost all of them can zero cycle with sustain. That's the premium. You got to give Acheron all this investment, all this optimal play, sustainless retries to achieve the same thing that the new characters can with complete ease. That's my point. Like, an average player doesn't get anywhere near the relic investment of a zero cycler or the optimal player retrying or sustainless. Like, they literally just die. No, 99% of this player base cannot zero cycle sustainless. They will just die. Like, using that as a standard is pretty crazy. Like, I can bring up like a seal 2 cost zero cycle against True Sting or some bullshit. Like, nobody's gonna take me seriously if I'm like, oh, seal. Like, look at her. She's still crazy. Only one character can use the MOC buff. Anyone who ults and does most of their damage with that one ult benefits from this MOC buff. It's both memo sprites and the person. They get 40% damage increase for one turn after using ult. So Acheron can use it. Feain and Cassie can use it. Probably some other people I can't think of right now that can use it. Oh, Fei Xiao can probably use it as well. It doesn't buff ult, it gives the buff after ult? Is that how it works? I don't think that's how it would work, no. Because then Feain wouldn't get the buff. And this is supposed to be a Feain MOC. Are you sure about that? It's after ult? Oh, that fucking sucks. Wait, what? Oh, wait, does it work with Feain because he has multiple turns? Okay, that's kind of bullshit. It does? Okay, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. Wait, that's actually like fully bullshit. I mean, there's still people who can abuse it though. Like I guess Herda, right? If it's for one turn after ult, Herda can use it for enhanced skill. Jingliu can use it for just her normal skills. I guess Dill can also use it. But yeah, that's some insane show. Firefly shilling? I don't. Firefly, like, damage bonus doesn't work for break, no? Like, I don't think this does anything for Firefly. Unless this is just straight up damage in general. I'm not sure. Where are you using Herda on MOC 12? I mean, probably this True Sting. I've seen a lot of people struggling without Anoxa and Trippy, though. Like, mostly Anoxa, I heard. I mean, True Sting has like 4 milli, but. And then these guys, it's like. This horse isn't Ice Weak, and he has like 1.4 milli. Like, these two elites have 3 milli by themselves. Actually, I think the first... Wait, is it the first side for Herda harder than the second? Because this True Sting just kills himself with the bugs and keeps adding vulnerability. And then True Sting also does damage to this guy. I think the first side might be harder for Herda than the second side. What is your opinion on the new Battle Pass Lycone's looks? I thought they all looked beautiful. Thought they all looked cool. Even in the Hule side, first side is insane. Ooh. How much HP do these guys have again? I actually don't remember these guys' HP though. Let me check Hom DG. Around 2.5. It's at least easier than it's easier than the True Sting side. But yeah, it is like 2.5, and then this elite has like 300k. So it becomes like damn near the same, basically, to be honest. I mean, it's relatable for people to see me in a gacha. Like especially the one my main content is on. It's like this for basically any content creator. The main game they play and make content on will always be their peak viewership. And then when they play something else, unless they're like a variety streamer, just way less. I don't care though. I actually prefer having less viewers. I am doing well, TJ. Hope you're doing well as well. Damage inflation is insane this MOC. I could feel it and couldn't at the same time. So basically, I almost died when I was going against Hule with my Fei Xiao because I didn't realize like he'd do this much damage. So I just started using Avin's shield and then I cleared. Like I didn't take any damage after I started using Avin's shield. So I could see it maybe if you like don't have Avin and if you don't have Hyacine or Luocha. I think Luocha should be able to sustain it too. No, maybe not. You only feel it if you can't kill fast enough. I mean, my Fei Xiao took like 3 or 4 cycles and I didn't take any damage. Aventurine is basically made that boss. For follow-ups, yeah. For shield refreshing, absolutely not. Like, every time Hule takes a turn, even when I'm using skill on Avin, it's getting very close to the shield disappearing. So, because of the damage increase on the enemies, even Avin is starting to feel it. Like, he needs to use skill often. Yun Li in the free shop, I mean, that would be like a waste, no offense. Like, Yun Li could go in there, but like, there are just way other, like, other characters that I prefer go in there. My main team caster is in the Herda. Who has more value, E1 Trippy or E0 Silverwolf? Uh, I mean, you can just use Silverwolf for Cassie. The problem is, I'd say get Silverwolf. Just get Silverwolf. E1 Trippy is just incredibly gross for Herda, man. Like, it really helps her right now. No, I don't care about NTE drama. I don't care about gotcha drama. Silverwolf is better in 2 target or less scenarios for Cassie. So basically her weakness. Three 3.4 is going to be lit. Yep. Yeah, it's nice to see Silverwolf being meta. Though, this might sound weird. I'm still pissed that Cypher is barely an upgrade over fucking version 1 Topaz for follow-up teams. And then, like, it just sucks, man. I don't know. I don't like how shittily they treat Nihilities compared to Harmonies. It's so fucking annoying. And then it's like, oh, if you go into E2, Like E2 Cypher is comparable to like other E2 harmonies, but that's the E2. Like I don't want to go that far, man. Like I like Cypher at E0S0 is competitive with Jiaoqiu and Acheron teams. And then at E0S0, like most people are just gonna use Moser March for fucking Fei Xiao because Cypher isn't enough of an upgrade. It's like, what the fuck? Like, right? Like this isn't supposed to be Cypher slander. She's like one of the most general buffers in the game, and she's getting incredible use right now. But it's just compared to the value that harmonies bring and give, like these nihilities just don't come close. Like there's dead ass just no reason to pull them. Like Cypher looks good or decent now, and even then, like even in her best in slot teams, it's like meh, right? And then we have Cyrene in 3.7, who's going to be a team buffer. I almost guarantee you, Cyrene is going to kick out Cypher in damn near every team she's in. Like, except for like her very like already competitive ones being Acheron and Fei Xiao, and like I guess Ratio, right? She's best in slot for Ratio. How would they buff the Nihilities? Just give more. Straight up. Just give more damage amplification. Or make them do more damage. Like, so Cypher's E1, her old V4 E1 increased like her attack from follow-ups by like 200%. And this made her an actual sub DPS, like real sub DPS, arguably better than Hyacine. But instead, they nerfed that E1 and then further nerfed her follow-up damage on E0 as well. And so a sustain is out damaging her. And that same sustain has like insane buffs for their best in slot team. Lycone puts vulnerability on enemies, consumes HP, gives a speed increase, increases personal damage. Like you really have to put it in perspective. It's like, oh, right, Cypher can give at E0S0 40% vulnerability, and I think 18% defense shred if you run her with pearls, right? And then she has the true damage calculation, which I think is overall around like a 24% more like damage increase around there. So you're getting like probably 80 to 90%, team contribution or whatever. And then you compare it to something like fucking Trippy with res pen, vulnerability, action advance, and she has very comparable damage to Cypher. And on top of this, she also records it to like the highest. Like she herself has her own damage that goes to the highest HP mob on field, and then she also has that E1, which is the most broken thing in the entire game. You also compare it to something like Sunday, right? Like Sunday gives 20% crit rate, ER gen, 100% action advance. He gives crit damage. He gives damage boost. He works with summons. Like all these harmonies just have way fucking better value than Cypher. Like it's just not close. Her true damage ult is extremely overrated. it is extremely overrated. One, it doesn't calculate overkill damage, so you're not even actually getting the full 24% like it says, because you're probably losing out on a few percent from overkilling mobs, depending on what team you're in. Like an Acheron team is quite likely to do overkill damage and not get that as much record on Cypher's ult. So basically, Cypher's true damage ult is basically just a 24% overall damage increase. That's it. Like, Harmonies can very easily beat this. Like, very, very easily. Like, even just Tribby's E1, that's instantly better than Cypher's true damage thing. Just instantly. Tribby's res pen is also better. Her vulnerability is also better. Like, and she provides action advance. Also, why the fuck are we transitioning to making Harmonies give Nihility debuffs? Because if we're gonna do that, give Nihility's Harmony buffs. What the fuck is this favoritism? Why does Trippy get to put res pen and vulnerability? Hello? Give that shit. Give Nihilities the same treatment. Give them res pen. Give them. Make them action advance. Make them give. Like, brother, come on. Fugue exists. Oh yeah, it's only at E2, guys. It's only at E2. A DDD for the small cost of like $300 to $400. Silver Wolf is better than Cypher in single target. Like, even Tribby is arguably better. Like, Cypher's best case scenario is not single target, especially when paired with AoE DPSs. Cypher's best case scenario is usually Blast, I'm pretty sure. If I remember correctly, I think it's Blast. Could be wrong, though. Watch Saridra be broken? I mean, we'll see. Her beta's in like 3 or 4 days, right? Pretty close. You see, Saridra isn't going to be a competitor for Cyrene. They're not comparable. Like, Saridra is a hyper carry buffer. Cyrene's going to be a team buffer. Any news about Saridra leaks? No. Just get Silverwolf and then see, like, by the time Trippy gets another rerun, Cyrene will already be out. So, then you can decide whether or not you still want E1 Trippy or you want Cyrene. I'll be back in a minute.
Mic off. Mic on.
Hello, humans. I love Prolova, but she has to be with my two least favorite characters. Yeah, that's why I'm not pulling. I've been waiting for Prolova since literally the beginning of the game. And then I find out she's fucking... Her best teammates are Canarella and Roshia. And it's not even like some subtle synergy. Like, her outro, I believe, buffs heavy attack, and is it like echo skill damage? So you're supposed to rotate into Roshia with Prolova. Like, you go Roshia, Canarella, Prolova, Roshia, and then you go like that. So it's like, fuck, dude. It's like, fuck. What do I play if I don't play Roshia? What everyone plays if you don't have the best in slot, third slot, SK. Pretty much every single time, basically. It's almost always SK. Do you finish all HSR missions? Fuck no. How the fuck does the team heal? Canarella heals. It's kind of like a Zanny Spectro Rover situation where like Spectro Rover has a bit of healing, Canarella has healing. So that's how you're supposed to run it. Mono Havoc, triple DPS with Prolova being the main one. Canna heals? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Canarella heals, yeah. You guys have me questioning my own my own existence. So yeah. Prolova's probably gonna finish the Mono Havoc. Lupa's gonna finish the Mono Fusion, although Galbrena is a bit I I'm kinda standing on it. I truly do think Galbrena will be a main DPS and not like a dot character for Fusion. Because Fusion doesn't have a main DPS. And, like, respectfully, Chang Li's team, Mono Fusion, is only 8% better than Hypercarry Brant with SK. So, like, I feel like that there's no way that's on purpose. So I feel like Lupa will also, at least Lupa, right? At least Lupa will have good synergy with Galbrena. Like, you can disagree with me. I just respectfully, right? As respectfully as possible. With the trend Wua has been on recently, it doesn't make sense to me for them to not take advantage of Chang Li being like booty cheeks in the Mono Fusion team and just drop a main DPS that can take full advantage of Lupa's outro. Like, you can disagree with me, but it's like, brother, Brant is just better. He's better, like, by miles in hyper carry. And then in the Mono Fusion team, he's doing damn near the same damage as, what's it called? Chang Li. And then Lupa does, like, Lupa doesn't do all that much damage. She does, like, less than half of those two. Community would be on fire because Chang Li's a fan favorite. I mean, Chang Li at least has like the thing of like, you know, quick swap, but like she just is a trash main DPS. There's really no other way to put it. She just isn't made for main DPS at all. So if Fusion were to get like legit any main DPS, like that would probably instantly be better than Chang Li. And this would make sense, right? Because like Brant is a healer. Like this guy is a healer. He's meant to be like a sustained sub DPS. So you finally have like Fusion sustain, Fusion support being Lupa, and then Fusion main DPS that takes advantage of everything. I mean, none of this is confirmed, but I just personally think so, right? Because Galbrina is leaked to be a Fusion character, and she's dropping in 2.7 after Augusta and Yuno. So, unless they make her negative status effect, like maybe, but I hate these negative status effects. Watch the Fusion DPS deal damage via ult. The thing is, like, Kuro would be purposely losing money if they just didn't replace Shangli, right? Like, that's all I'm saying, right? Like, they would just be losing money straight up. Like, that is a free bag. A free bag. Do Lupa buffs stay on quick swap? No. Like, the outro buffs? No. And her outro buffs are, like, probably... Her outro is probably her biggest buff out of everything in her kit, with the second next best buff being the Fusion Res Shred. So you still can take advantage of, like, multiple things in her kit, but her outro buff is fucking disgusting, but it instantly goes away on quick swap. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? If I remember correctly, instead of damage bonus, it is damage amplification. Like, it's basic attack amplification by, if I remember correctly, like 25%, and then fusion damage amplification by 20%. Those are two very broken buffs, and it lasts for 14 seconds. But nobody is actually sitting on their DPS for fucking 14 seconds. Like, let's all be honest here. Nobody's doing that shit. Actually, let me look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. Lupa outro buff. Oh no, I'm right. Yeah. 20% fusion damage, 25% basic, both amplification. 14 seconds until switched out. Nice, Bears. The thing is, nobody pulled for Brant, and that's how you get people to pull for Brant. Why you play a team that doesn't use all the buffs in the team? I mean, Mono Fusion is still strong. It's like Carlotta level, I think, from what I've seen in the calcs. But it's also a very expensive team, so being Carlotta level is like kind of ass. Like, no offense. Like, the way I see it, Mono Fusion will be perfectly viable, but it just won't be a top tier team. And then Galbrina will probably be a main DPS. And then this is the character who, like, competes with, like, Zanny Cartathia. Like, that's how I kind of see it. I could be wrong, of course. That's just how I think of it. It just doesn't make sense. Shangli is so bad. Like, when hyper carry Brant is like 8% worse, Then Mono Fusion Chang-Li, which by the way is 6 cost for Chang-Li versus 5 cost for Brant. It's like, just call it a day, man. Just call it a day. Chang-Li buff when? I'm actually curious if we will do character buffs. It's funny you have to get S3 Cartethia to make her playable without Chacona. I keep seeing this take. However, I don't think it's true in the slightest. Like, it's already been proven that an S2 Cartethia with Chacona is like noticeably stronger than an S3 Cartethia without Chacona. Like, it doesn't matter what sequence investment you have your Cartethia at, Chacona still makes just an insane difference on the team. You cannot escape her being like best in slot by a mile for Cartethia. I don't even check Steam summer sales at all. Yeah, S0 is playable without Chacona. It just fucking sucks. Like, I love how every time you bring up how much of a difference the premium supports make for these dog characters, people are like, oh, I was able to clear solo. Right? One, the current TOA probably has the most disgusting shill buff I've ever seen in my entire life. For one. Two, no one is arguing the characters can't clear. They're arguing the drop off from premium to free to play is fucking insane. Right? Like, you need to put this into perspective for Cartethia. S0R1 Chacona is a bigger jump over SK for Cartethia than Phoebe is over Spectro Rover for Zanny. Phoebe is like 32% with weapon. Chacona is like 38, 39. And that's above SK. So if you drop down to Sanhua, you're now looking at a 50% plus difference. S0R0 though, I think S0R0 Cha is like 21, 22% better than SK and 30 plus percent better than Sanhua if you don't include weapon. For those who want to know that. True, Abdul. I mean, Wuwa has the least power creep and HP inflation I've seen of any game. I've already talked about this in a community post, but I feel like Wuwa's team restrictiveness being so fucking dog shit is basically the price to pay for not getting anywhere near as much HP inflation and power creep, because people just feel more FOMO if they don't have the full best in slot team in Wuwa. Like, at the end of the day, this is a gacha company. They gotta make money somehow. Like, not every gacha company is gonna make money the same way. You know what I'm saying? Genshin does it by not giving you all that many limited pulls. So you're more inclined to spend, especially if there's characters you like. HSR does it through supports just being completely fucking busted and a lot of power creep and HP inflation. And then Wuwa does it through team restrictiveness. And yeah, that's kind of it. You gotta make a whole new account for Feain, but Wu was restrictive. I don't need to make a whole new account for Feain. Like, you're just being delusional. There's no need at all. I want to make a new account for Feain because he's my favorite character and I want to get him E2 specifically. I could get E0 Feain in his full best in slot team probably if I just had average luck. But I don't want to. I want to get his full premium team with E2. So I'm making a new account. Like, no offense. I go over this in my last community post. The supports in HSR are leagues above the supports values in WUWA, not named SK. SK is the only support in the entirety of WUWA who has comparable value to like a Sunday, Ruan May, RMC, Trippy, Robin, likely upcoming Saridra. All these characters can be used in like over 50% of the teams in the game and possibly be best in slot or close to best in slot. Even Sparkle, who I dog on for having shit value, is best in slot for Dill if you don't have Lycone on Sunday. She's also really close for My Day. She's also very good for Yun Li and close to Sunday for that. She's also best in slot for Acheron if you don't have Sunday with Lycone. Like, even Sparkle, the lowest of the low harmonies in this game, works for like half or more of the DPS teams and is comparable to the best. Also, HSR is better at spacing out its releases for characters. Like, Chacona and Cartethia are a total of one patch. Like, they put Chacona on the second half of 2.3, and then they put Cartethia on the first half of, 2.4. Like, that's one patch's length for the best in slot team for Cartethia, right? They put Zanny and Peeb on the exact same half for the Annie. And they're putting Augusta and Yuno, who are likely going to be best in slot for each other, on the exact same patch. Like, also, WUA has this tendency to release the support before the DPS, so it makes misinformation a lot more rampant with people like Doom posting the best in slot support for characters, because they're like, oh, I can still use my Sanhua, right? Oh, my DPS isn't going to need this character, like whatever the fuck, right? And then it ends up being way worse than people imagined because the support comes after instead of before. Or sorry, I meant DPS first. DPS first is better, not support first. There was Trippy, Caster's, Hyacinth. Yeah, but they're all one, like, full patch apart. Like, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, Herda was the first half of 3.0. Trippy was the second half of 3.1. And Anoxa was the second half of 3.2. Like, Feain's team will probably be the same thing. Feain is the first half of, 3.4. Saridra is currently leagued to be the second half of 3.5. So that means Don Hung will probably be the second half of 3.6, with March being the first. You want to know the funniest thing about Yuno? I made a statement months ago when we first got the Yuno leak that she was a heavy attack buffer, that the only way this woman would buff Gian was if there was a newer DPS who's stronger than him that also takes advantage of Yuno's kit. I said this on stream and in videos, and people were telling me I was coping and that they were 100% making a specific support just for Gian. And now look. I fucking called it, bro. They only made her ass because of Augusta. Like, they actually thought Gian, who got like 0 fucking banner sales, was actually going to get a specific best in slot support made for him without anyone else being able to take advantage of it that's new. Like, the hell no, man. Hell no. Wuwa has 3-team endgame content. It doesn't feel like 3-team endgame content because it's the first year of the game and there isn't much HP inflation and power creep. But eventually, when the HP inflation and power creep does get to that point, you are actually going to need full, like, teams, unless you're going, like, Eidolon an investment on, like, 5 stars and shit, to clear all the endgame content for, like, TOA. Like, it's very clearly set up as 3-team. I'm pretty sure all of HSR's content is 2-team. And once again, the supports are so general. Like, they just have way better value. You pull a Sunday, he probably is best in slot for more teams than not. Same goes for Tribs. Same goes for Robin, being able to carry basically anyone with the action advance. Sparkle, free Ruan May, free Archer upcoming, another free limited 5-star later on. Like, you don't need 3. I think you can get by with 2.5. I'm not saying now. I'm saying in the future. I'm saying once HP inflation and power creep gets to the point where you need full teams, people are going to feel it a lot more because now it's 3-team endgame content. That's what I'm saying. Gabby had to make an anti-Wooa stream. This just isn't an anti-Wooa stream, though. Like, I go on streams ranting about HSR more often than I do ranting about Wooa. Yeah, the 75-25 in this game is dog shit. I have a negative win rate on the Lycone banner. Supports are broken in HSR now, so they will be in the future, but you don't say the same about Wooa? What do you mean? Brother, we already have a roadmap for what Wooa is going to release up until 2.6. Brother, here are the teams we've had since Zanny. Phoebe and Zanny only work in Spectrofrazzle teams. Cartethia. Chacona basically only slightly benefits Gion, but is 100% made for Cartethia. Mono Fusion, Mono Havoc, Yuno and Augusta, who are both heavy attack. Galbrena, who is leaked Fusion, either a main DPS for the Fusion team or some other shit. What is the common denominator in all these teams and all their supports? They're stuck. They are stuck, right? Lupa is probably the best value support out of all of these that have released, because at least she just works for Fusion in general. But all of these fucking suck. They're incredibly niche, only work for 1 or 2 characters that actually matter. And then these dots don't even synergize with each other. We are getting 5 more negative status effect teams with probably best in slot supports, and none of them synergize with another negative status effect. The only way you can make Cartethia synergize with another negative status effect is her fucking sequence 5. You have to get Cartethia to sequence 5 to finally get some synergy with other negative status effect teams. They make Yuno for Augusta and Gion, you Doom post. That's 2 characters. 2. And she wasn't even made for Gion. She was, brother. Oh, that's two fucking characters. It's not doom posting to say that releasing one support for only one or two teams over and over and over again is fucking restrictive and shitty. All of HSR's harmonies are usable in like half the teams in the game, if not more. That's the difference. Is that so hard to understand? HSR supports are so general to the point they can be used in almost like a majority of all the teams that exist in the game. Fugue isn't a harmony. Isn't she Nihility? You said support, not harmony? Well, even then, it's like Jiaoqiu, sure. Like I've been shitting on Jiaoqiu for years. I'm not gonna defend Jiaoqiu. I don't know why you guys think I'm like some fucking dumbass who just sucks the cock of HSR. Jiaoqiu has been like everybody in the community has been clowning on Jiaoqiu since his release because he's just like a Wua fucking negative status effect support. Everybody has been clowning this guy and saying he's the worst value in the game. Cypher Cypher is also an insane team buffer. Jiaoqiu, even then, right? Even then, Jiaoqiu may not be best in slot, but he is general for literally everyone in the game. Like he is best in slot for Acheron because of like the dot shit, but he just gives vulnerability, right? Jiaoqiu doesn't have some bullshit in his kit that says plus 100%. What's it called? Jiaoqiu doesn't have some bullshit in his kit that says plus 100% emanator fucking damage, right? Like all these negative status effect supports. They don't have that bullshit, right? Jiaoqiu also doesn't have something in his kit that says needs to be with 3 nihilities to unlock this entire thing in his kit. He doesn't have that, right? He's shit, right? Unapologetically, he is garbage, but he is still general. People just call any criticism towards Wuwa doom posting. And this is exactly why I quit making content on it. It's fucking insufferable and miserable. Completely. Whether it be every time I see a guide maker, anytime I see a casual content creator call out anything in Wuwa, their video is always bombarded with hate in the comments. Every single time. It can be someone who almost never talks at all about criticizing Wuwa. The second they bring up a criticism, like the community goes on fire. It doesn't make sense to me. This community is insanely sensitive. I shit on HSR all the fucking time. Hell, I recently had the Archer Lycone bullshit go on. Like, the difference is they don't bring up other games whenever I'm talking about HSR. I gotta go to the bathroom again. I keep drinking soda. I'll be back in 1 minute, guys.
Mic off. Mic on.
Specific supports equals bad if a new unit buffs a new unit and old one equals bad. Brother, do you have any idea what the original conversation was actually about? Like, you clearly are just fucking grasping at straws. Like, why do you guys have to be like this? Like, do you gain something from trying to misinterpret every argument I make to push an agenda against me? I don't understand it. Gian getting a buff is fine. That is good. I mentioned that he only got a buff because of Augusta's existence, which is true. That's not doom posting. The original conversation was about Wuwa supports being way less general compared to HSR supports, which is just true. That's it. I hate Wuwa's team restrictiveness with Mono Havoc, Mono Fusion, Zanny P, which it literally only worked for Frazzle. Cartethia is a side grade for Gian until he gets Yuno. Like, all these best in slot supports for certain teams legit only work for one or two teams not named SK. All the premium supports in HSR are so universal to the point they are usable. Not even usable. Like, close to best in slot in like more than half the teams in the game. What I'm saying is, imagine they release Yuno, and instead of just being a heavy attack buffer, she also gave other general buffs that everyone in that game can take advantage of. That is the equivalent of like a Sunday, right? Or a Bronya, right? A Bronya equivalent in Wuwa is a general support, like similar to SK, who can buff basically anyone in the entirety of the game, right? SK is the only one who does this. No, that's exactly what I'm saying, Koropeko. Like, these people, I keep saying it over and over again, I glaze SK for a good reason. Like, SK is universal for like damn near all the teams in the game. That's why everybody considers her basically like a must pull, right? I am saying SK is a character on the level of like the general supports in HSR. But since SK, they've gone the opposite route, and instead of continuing to make more SKs, they just decided, let's make our teams as restrictive as fucking possible so we can release a new support for literally every new team, every new patch. Like, that is how it feels in Wuwa. Oh yeah, I know Chacona is pretty good for Whimpering Waste and shit. She also has like her own nice personal damage. Yeah, exactly, Bullets. Like, that's what I'm trying to get across. Like, being a buffer is fine, right? Like, she buffs Gian, she buffs Augusta, and then it's like, oh, like, there's so many other teams who aren't benefiting from the release of But you look at HSR, and almost every new Harmony drop is a massive benefit to like half the teams in the game that exist, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like a general buffer who can benefit nearly a majority of the teams that the game has. Instead of like, and once again, I brought it up earlier. Imagine HSR did the negative status effects of Wuwa, and we got 7 different elements, 7 different teams for each element of that negative status effect, and then they all had different best in slot supports, right? Like, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, imagine Super Break, right? Imagine Super Break, but They did 7 super break DPSs and all of them had different best in slot supports. That would be fucking terrible. I'd fucking hate the shit out of that. I'd probably quit HSR. I'm not gonna lie. That might actually make me quit HSR. Oh yeah, Kuropeko. And then people are like, no offense, right? Sanhua is an amazing, valuable unit. She's probably the most valuable 4-star in the entirety of WUA. People talk about Sanhua like she's Bennett when she's already been completely, like, dumped on, right? Because Cartethia is a mainly basic attack damage dealer. Almost all of her damage is basic attack, so Sanhua perfectly buffs this character. Oh, but she's HP scaling. Oh, but she wants arrow erosion, right? So, a mainly basic attack buffer with a basic attack damage dealer is 50+% worse than an S0R1 Chacona, and like 30 to 40% worse if Chacona does not have her weapon. See you later, Alexander. Take care. Like Sanhua, the only reason she looked so good value was because the game was in its first year. Like, maybe WUA will prove me wrong. I hope they do. Release more SKs, please. I will be the first customer to be pulling on more SKs. But I just don't think they will. I don't know. I mean, Pela is still goated. Like, and with DPSs who already have a decent amount of defense shred, like Cassie, you can just run Pela, hit nearly 100% defense shred, which is an insane damage amp, and she'll work for a lot of teams in this game. HSR has more 5-stars. That has nothing to do with the supports. Like, brother, we have a roadmap up until 2.6. We ain't getting another SK in 2.6. We ain't getting another SK in 2.7. 2.7 is fucking Qyuan and Galbrena. 2.8 is supposed to be Chisa and whoever the fuck else, if there even is someone else, right? You'll realize the rest of version 2 doesn't have a single SK-like support. Even if you use this argument and we start going into, like, you know, near version 3 for WUA, there isn't a single person on the WUA roadmap to be an SK-like character. Not a single one. The only hope, maybe, is like Qyuan. Like, maybe, right? But even then, that's a stretch. You can't even use the 5-star argument. We already have the roadmap. If we were to equate WUA's roadmap to, like, time passed in HSR, that's like Robin, Ruan May, and I guess Sunday didn't come out until 2.7, so you can't use him yet. But HSR had Branya, Ruan May, and Robin, and Sparkle. All general supports who were best in slot for like half the teams in the entirety of the game. It's already comparable. I've seen so many people on Reddit complain about the difficulty of HSR endgame. I've seen the same for WUA. Like, WUA's endgame is way easier, but like if you want to nitpick shit, someone already made a video showing that Memphis got around a 70% HP increase from the first time he fought him versus today's Memphis. Like, you got to keep in mind, HSR's HP inflation didn't start until after Acheron, and it exploded on Fei Xiao's patch, which was over a year into the game. Before that, it was consistently at the 3 to 4 million HP mark total for endgame for like an entire year. Like HSR was in the exact same situation as WUWA, where they didn't have any HP inflation in the endgame, like barely, for a long time. Like you can check it on HomDG still, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like a year and a half. Yeah. Like the beginning of HSR was actually piss easy. Like I remember running Blade main DPS on the first patch of Penacony, and I cleared in like 3 cycles with zero clue what I was doing. Blade hyper carry. Whenever HSR gets a new boss, you get hundreds of people saying the boss is impossible without the new DPS. Yeah, and that's why I don't take people's opinions seriously. Like you'll notice with me, right? Notice this with me. I haven't made a single video complaining about Wuwa's endgame. Everybody likes to paint me out as this big bad wolf. You're just trying to doom post Wuwa. I haven't made a single video talking about the HP inflation of Wuwa's endgame because it doesn't fucking matter because of how easy it is. Right? Like, I don't know why people think I hate Wuwa, why I'm trying to doom post it or whatever the fuck. I purposely haven't made a video talking about the buffs or the HP inflation because the end game is that fucking easy, right? I think it's a bit nitpicky. Like, yeah, it sets a bad precedent. I agree. The buffs, holy fuck. I didn't even know the buffs were that chilled towards Cartethia until I saw a video yesterday. I see the HP inflation, but it's like, I am fully aware of how easy Wuwa is, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I can't clear or some shit. You know what I'm saying? How do you not clear HSR endgame? I think the only people who complain about not clearing HSR endgame are either Giga casuals or just people who don't play. Like at the end of the day, that's like here's the funny part. That's the entire point, right? Like the entire goal of these companies, especially HSRs, is to make the casual player who like just doesn't want to learn shit or barely play the game feel like they need to spend money to clear the end game. Like that's the entire point behind it, right? So it works, but like for example, I used to be incredibly casual in HSR. Before I started consistently uploading videos on my YouTube channel, I'd say around like maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago. Before this, I would not play HSR every day. In fact, I wouldn't even play it every other day. I was able to clear with Acheron with no Zhao Q for over a year. Over a year. Like, she cleared Pure Fiction, she cleared APOC, she cleared MOC over a year. No best in slot. Pela and Acheron weren't all that well built. I didn't even know how to play Acheron correctly. Like I was just fucking, unga bunging it. HSR's endgame is extremely like overrated in terms of how people treat like how difficult it is. Good, Kumar. Hope you're doing well as well. I don't think anyone defends like I haven't seen anyone defend HSR's power creep. Like I'm being so dead ass. I've been in this space for like an entire year, and all of the CCs like I get recommended on HSR and shit openly talk about how bad the power creep is. Like the only time there was ever a drama on a CC who like was denying how bad power creep is, it was Pokey. That was like the only time. And I myself, I have a video from like that drama where I say, like I don't directly say Pokey, but I address it. The same way I did like my Wua video addressing like those Wua CCs being hypocritical towards like Hoyo games versus Wua. I made that a video just like that clowning on Pokey. Because saying the power creep doesn't affect people or doesn't matter is like delusional, right? Does it bother me? No. But I can 100% see how it bothers others. Get closer to the mic. I mean, Tactician, even Wu was like, if you want to use this argument, Wu was TOA buff is currently way worse and more specific for fucking Cartethia than current MOC buff for HSR is. Like, a 40% damage boost after using ult for 1 turns. Cartethia's TOA buff is 30% defense down if there's arrow erosion inflicted on enemies, and it does a attack based off of the caster's max HP whenever they use Resonance Lib. Like, that is literally only Cartethia. Even with HSR general buffs, it's still difficult. You're not pulling. I literally just can't say anything else. You're either just, like, of all of the Hoyo games, HSR takes the least mechanical skill and probably the least, like, learning how to play the game. It is incredibly easy to learn how to play this game. If you are struggling while actually playing the game consistently, I don't know what to tell you. Like, something is wrong. You either have the worst pulling of all fucking time. I don't know. Right? Like, I genuinely just don't know. You can say that for any game, though, just pull. Yeah. But my point is, like, brother, you only need Trippy. You pull Trippy Hyacine, and you can now clear endgame content with like 2 or 3 cost every single endgame. Every single one. That's not even a DPS. You can run fucking Serval and probably clear with Trippy Hyacine. Right? Like, I don't understand. Like, you have to be doing the worst pulling imaginable to be struggling to clear if you actually play the game consistently. Even if you're like the most unlucky person in the world. I feel this myself. I have a negative win rate on the Lycone banner, and I have gone on a 7 50-50 loss streak in a row, and I was still able to clear endgame with 5 cycles left on my old main account with Acheron. Like, I'm at a loss for words if you can't clear the endgame in this game. Unless you're like a giga casual who barely plays. Or, I don't know. My cousin has E1 Hyacine, Cassie, and Trippy and got 32 stars. That has to be the biggest skill issue I've ever seen. My cousin came back to HSR on Cassie's patch because he liked the way Cassie looks. I gave him tips and pointers for literally 15 minutes, and he's now cleared all endgame content except the most recent APOC. And he does not have an E1 Trippy or E1 Hyacine or anything like that. I talked to him, gave him tips for 15 minutes, and he cleared all endgame content. He uses Acheron and Cassie. Like, I need you to understand. Someone cleared. Okay? Someone on Twitter cleared Hule with Luca in 4 cycles. If I remember correctly, it was like 3 or 4 cost. People are also clearing Hule with Clara. They're also clearing Hule with Yunli, right? You can't take the higher echelon of players. You gotta take the average. The average player in WUA is complaining about TOA's HP inflation as well. So, like, what is this argument? Whenever I see people complaining about TOA HP inflation, instead of like the HSR community where they just fully admit how bad it is, every time someone makes a video on TOA's increasing difficulty, people just go play better. Skill issue. You're just doom posting. What is wrong with you? I did this. People can solo Donjin. I can do that. Solo Cartethia. Like, why is there a double standard for HSR? Like, yes, HSR has the worst power creep and HP inflation of all the mainstream gachas. It's still perfectly clearable with complete fucking ease. Oh yeah, Koropeko. There was like a statistic that came out for HSR like a bit ago, and it was like 90+% of players don't even bother with the end game. Like, not even like can't clear, like they legit just don't bother even entering the end game. 90% of the player base. And then it's something like 9 or 8% actually attempt end game, and then a much lower percent actually bother to clear it. Hello, Logical. Yeah, that's just you, Ravona. I'm not even in the WUA subreddits like that. I got recommended a post a few days ago on Reddit while looking for WUA leaks of people complaining about the TOA HP inflation, and the entire comment section saying skill issue, just play better. Like, there's also so many videos on this at this point. I mean, even guide makers, whenever guide makers tell it how it is, yo, Cartethia feels way worse without Chacona, and then people go into comments saying they're doom posting and they cleared with this and that, right? It's like someone saying Ceredra is best in slot for Feain, and then the entirety of the comments being diluted and saying, hey, I can clear without Ceredra with my Feain, stop doom posting my game, stop doom posting my character. Like, the WUA community is genuinely just filled with double standards. When you say the average player is complaining about TOA inflation, I straight up don't find that. Yeah, and I have. I just said that. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it on Reddit. I've seen it in multiple videos. I recently saw one. It was like 10K views around there. of someone showing a comparison between the old Memphis HP, and he was complaining about how like it was getting much more difficult for him to clear with like his free to play teams these days, and the entire comment section was saying skill issue. Stop doom posting. Stop doing this. Like, can you like it? I think it might be in let me see. I can't show my Twitter on stream for reasons. I was sent the video by a friend. Oh. Oh, it didn't have 10K, it had 5K. But it's titled Is Woowa Ruining the Endgame by Thunda on YouTube with 5.3K. 186 likes, 300 comments. And the entire comment section is basically people trying to defend Kuro and their bullshit. Can you show us the characters you own right now? What, on HSR? I have Avin, Sunday, Herda, Robin, Hya, which I don't even use, by the way. A complete fucking wasted pull. E0S0 Fei Xiao, E2 My Day, Luocha, and then everything else is just 4 stars. I don't even use Bronya. $4K wallpaper goon material. I have a free run background up right now. Why not use Hyacine with Herda? Because I don't wanna. I already have E0S1 Avin, and Avin puts vulnerability. And he increases crit damage. Oh, never mind. It's his own crit damage. But yeah, he puts 10% vulnerability. I don't have Hyacine's Lycone, so. Who's your favorite DPS and favorite support? Fei Xiao. I already made a post saying that I'm going to be saving for E2 Fei Xiao. And then after E2 Fei Xiao, I don't know. We'll see. I think Fei Xiao cleared Hule in like 3 to 4 cycles for me. But that's like massive skill issue, if we're all being honest. Can you do MLC 12 with Fei Xiao comp? Yeah, I did it. I use Fei Xiao in my my clear. Right here. 7 cycles. Oh wait, I think Fei Xiao took 3. Wait, no. Yeah, Fei Xiao took 4. So my day took 3 cycles, but to be fair, I was basically playing him on auto. Like, keep in mind, I do not try optimizing my runs. These are all first try. Once I finish, I'm done. And it's almost always first try. There's no optimization going on in this gameplay. Oh yeah, I had RMC on no weapon. And I had someone else on, I think, like no relic or weapon. So I had to do 2 retries for that. You have E2 My Day and you took 7 cycles and it's meant to be easy. Brother, I played My Day on basically auto first try on stream. I don't even have My Day's best in slot team. I don't have Trippy for him. Like, My Day's Eidolons barely increase his own damage. All of his Eidolons are QOL. His E1 makes his Godslayer AoE and makes it 30% stronger. And then E2 is 15% defense ignore and some healing like charge. And that's it. E2 Herda or E2 Cassie with 0 cycle. My Day just has shitty vertical investment. Like an E0 My Day would probably only take one more cycle than my E2. Because I didn't optimize it. Tactician, you realize that there are people with S2 Cartethias who take like 40, 50 seconds to clear the middle tower? And in HSR, that would be the equivalent of 2 to 3 cycles. It's the same thing. If you optimize it, S2 Cartethia fucking dumps on the hazard tower. If you just first try it on auto without having like doing anything, it's obviously going to take longer. That's how this game works. I thought E2 My Day was busted. Fuck no. E2 My Day is incredibly dependent on situations. It is incredibly dependent. E1 My Day gets the biggest buff in AoE, and then it's so fucking dog shit in like lower target scenarios. Nice, Kiwi. Like, I'm sure My Day probably has a 0 cycle. Like E2. Yeah. So, iDay Gaming, literally 8 hours ago, did a 0 cycle with an E0 My Day with Cypher. No limited Eidolons. He used My Day Sunday Trippy Cypher. Do I need Hyperspeed Bronya and Sunday for Feain? Yeah. Until you get Ceredra and probably replace Bronya. Oh yeah, Wu is a solid game. I'm not saying it isn't. Like, the only reason we're talking so much about Wua versus HSR is because people are just so in denial about Wua being like bad in a lot of aspects, right? I've gone on record before saying that Wua is a better overall game than HSR. I'm not afraid to say that. Bro, I started my channel off of Wua. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. This channel was built off of Wua as my main game at the beginning of the channel. Like, I don't hate Wua. Maybe you can get a 0 cycle with sustain if you own E1 Trippy. What, for this True Sting side? I could see it. If you can get like all the bugs up consistently, like, yeah. Because E1 Trippy would like double the single target damage of Herda. Your most popular video is still Wua ruin Genshin for me? Yeah. Like, I literally quit Genshin because of Wua. Like, I am that one of them, right? I'm one of them. I quit Genshin. I couldn't play it anymore after playing Wua and trying to go back. Like, Probably because you don't post anything positive regarding it. So you don't watch my channel. Before the Annie, every single video I made on Wua on my channel was glaze. All of it. My Renacita video for Wua did fucking amazing with positive feedback because I talked about just how much I loved everything they added. My first ever video in the history of my channel that criticizes Wua for its dog shit Annie leads to this huge misconception, or maybe it's not even a misconception, maybe it's just a fucking agenda, that I hate Wua. It wasn't a year ago. You guys are talking out of your ass. Renacita was literally half a year ago. Holy fucking Fortnite clips. Why I quit ZZZ. The worst game I've ever played. Talking about ZZZ. I hate ZZZ. My luck's turned around on Wua. Who to pull for? How Wuthering Waves ruined Genshin for me. A video of me glazing Zheng Liao when he was getting hated for his design. Don Jin versus Monkey Hologram. Yapping about future Wua characters. Multiple Wua Yap videos where I talk about just how much I like Wua and everything going on in it. Wuthering Waves gacha is refreshing. Stop being disingenuous about Wuthering Waves. Like, brother, 99% of the videos made on my channel of Wua were pure glaze until the fucking Annie came out. Pure glaze. The purest form. I made a video calling SK Baiji Power Creep because I used to have a running meme on my channel that I absolutely hated Baiji. Devs listened Wuthering Waves 120 FPS free Zheng Liao. I swear I had more Wua Glaze videos than this, no? I swear there is one where like I have a literal like glazed thumbnail. I wonder what happened to it. Oh, that's the Renacita one. Yeah. I glaze being able to get Carlotta after coming back. 6.8k views, returning players' thoughts on Wuthering Waves. Me glazing the fuck out of Renacita. 323 likes, 104 comments. Amazing reception. Right. Like, as respectfully as possible, I don't have any of my social medias linked on my YouTube channel to receive sponsorships, right? So, I will never, ever be biased towards a gacha company, especially Hoyo of all fucking things. I fucking hate Hoyoverse and all the predatory tactics they use. I just like HSR. And I'm fully willing to accept how predatory this company and this game is, simply because I enjoy the game more than I hate the predatory practices, right? It doesn't ruin my enjoyment, right? I'll never be caught glazing a company for like money, for like viewership, for people to like. Because if I glaze Wua, you need to keep in mind glazing Wua is the fucking way to go. That is the way to go in this content space right now. I could make multiple videos glazing the fuck out of Wua and ignoring any of its issues, and I would blow up way more than I have. Right? I could do the same thing for HSR as well. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Oh, like, unless CC's reacted to me, all my best performing Wua videos are ones glazing Wua and not hating on it. Almost all of them. I want a capybara Discord server. Oh, I don't even use Discord, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Becoming a Wua Glaze channel is easy? Yeah, exactly. Like, I could 100% play into, like, this cult gotcha shit, right? Oh my god, look at how much better my game is there than others. Play other games. Be disingenuous about everything going on in them. And twist everything. But it's like, that's miserable, right? Like, I treat my YouTube channel like a diary. I basically say my opinions. My content is slop. I don't try editing it because I'm too busy IRL to like really try, editing plus this plus that. I get drained easily. I'm an introvert. I barely talk. I only am this energetic with you all, right? I couldn't stand glazing a gacha company. I wouldn't be able to fucking stand it, no matter how much money it paid me. Hello, Flogon. I just use Twitter for uning. I haven't looked at anything about the Persona gacha. I'm too busy. Are you really going for E2 Fein on? Yeah. Do you think Archer will fall off? Face out situation. High ceiling players, they're gonna be able to use Archer for a long time. Average players, Archer will eventually fall off. Archer is actually like exactly a Fei Xiao situation. It's actually crazy. When Fei Xiao dropped, she was able to get like easy low cost zero cycles, even with sustain. Like Archer is the exact same thing right now. So he'll probably age the exact same as a Fei Xiao. Like for the high ceiling players, she's still just gonna or he's still gonna fucking like demolish everything. But for the non high ceiling players, like the average player, they're 100% gonna feel it more probably. I think Archer has a worse ceiling than Fei Xiao. I don't know. I think the problem with Archer is like his skill point consumption makes his teammates a lot more straightforward and like his gameplay pretty straightforward actually. Like consuming 2 SP per hit is pretty bad for future longevity. Like no offense, just look at Dill. Dill at one point consumed 3 SP for like the strongest hit in the game. Now Dill's 3 SP hit is some fucking trash, right? Like it's literally a My Day skill. Dill's 3 SP skill is the same as a My Day skill that doesn't consume any skill points. Yeah, like Fei Xiao, I do think just has like an incredibly high ceiling. Eagle set, you get E2, you can abuse Eagle set even more. The Moe's teams are fucking insane for Fei Xiao as well. Like, the Eagle shit, like, yeah. Well, yeah, that's my point, though, Bullets. Like, that's my point. Like in a version or two, there will be someone who does archer single target damage, probably with only consuming one skill point, if not less. And so, it's not like they're not gonna age well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least for Dill, you can choose to like not use 3 SP every time, but like Archer is 2 SP every time. And you also consistently want to hit, like, at least if you have E1 Archer, you want to consistently hit 6 SP so that you can activate the E1. Will Eagle set also work for Saber? Yeah, I don't see why not. I feel like, wouldn't Eagle set be like best in slot for Saber? Or is it like close with something else? Like, I don't really look at Saber at all. I really don't. But Saber's ult cost is massive. Yeah, but she usually runs the HSR team and she's able to take advantage of the win thing. I mean, maybe that's just dog shit, so it's not that good though. I swear I remember seeing a few Saber zero cycles with Eagle though. Maybe it's only for zero cycles. Let me see. Saber zero cycle. Okay, here. E0S1 team. Do they use Scholar, Phaenons, or Eagle? Time to find out. They use Phaenons. They use Phaenons. They do use Phaenons. I'll check one more showcase just in case. What? This Saber is using the fucking Quantum set. Oh, it's because Silverwolf is on the team. Oh no, I've seen Saber with like a bajillion different relic sets if I'm gonna be honest. Eagle's best in slot for Kafka now, oh really? Only thing I want in 3.4 is Saber and Sunday Lycone. 3 days away from re-rolling, I think. More like 4 actually. 4 plus. Kafka is pretty much a harmony now. Yeah, for the dog characters, yeah. She'll probably be disgusting with Icelands. We'll see. Alright, guys. I unfortunately have to end stream. Unfortunately. Here is a wallpaper showcase before we leave. We always need to do a wallpaper showcase or two here these days. Love y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Have a great night.